August, stop what you're doing right now. Aries, you did not arrive here by chance. It was the exact moment of your cycle that brought you tonight. I can feel the weight you have been carrying in silence, that exhausting feeling of pushing forward while something invisible pulls you back. The blessing coming in August is real, but to claim it without interference, there is a revelation about the energy surrounding you that you cannot afford to ignore anymore. You have been taught that the delays in your life are just bad luck, or a sign that it wasn't the right time. It is not bad luck. It is not a coincidence. It is a silent spiritual siege acting precisely on your final stretch, trying to delay what August is about to deliver. You are the Aries who always seems to stall at the finish line, who feels the heavy stairs but keeps moving forward anyway, diminishing your own fire just to avoid making others uncomfortable. You have been growing your rarest flowers out in the open, wondering why they keep getting trampled right before they bloom. It is time to build the invisible walls brick by brick. You will understand exactly why your biggest victories always seem to stall at the very last second. You will discover the invisible spiritual siege that has been feeding on your Aries fire. You will learn how to cut these silent ties before August delivers your greatest blessing. You will see the specific sign the universe sends when a heavy look is trying to cross your path. And before this message closes, I will say a sentence about your life that you will carry with you for the next few months. A part of you will want to doubt this, and that is exactly the doubt that the siege uses. Have you ever felt that there is a strange weight settling over your life that gets heavier right when things start to finally align? As if every step you take is being watched a little too closely, as if something inside you knows that not every look around you is cheering for your victory, but your mind hasn't accepted it yet. What if this series of sudden roadblocks, friendships that go cold and unexplained exhaustion, isn't a coincidence, but a sign that the universe is trying to show you the spiritual envy surrounding your Aries path? Because while many pretend that envy doesn't exist, few realize that every stalled phase can carry an unspoken look, an invisible chain, and a spiritual siege that hasn't been cut yet. But what if the great turning point is in this revelation that you haven't been able to apply yet? Now think with me, why does everything stall in my life exactly when it's about to work out? What if every project that died on the eve of success, every compliment that left a bitter taste in your mouth, every brilliant idea you had that was called crazy until someone else did it, every heavy energy after certain encounters, and this constant feeling of being watched are signs of a spiritual envy that you have ignored for too long? It was looking for answers to this that I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against the Sign of Aries. This book is not just a reading, it is a revelation created for Aries who want to understand exactly where this energy that stalls your journey comes from, cut the invisible ties of envy, the heavy look and silent sabotage armor your energy, to finally grow without being afraid of being seen. Many Aries already feel that they need to protect themselves from this energy surrounding them, but they still haven't made the decision to download the digital book. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment. But pay attention. The access can be taken down at any moment. It reveals reflections, hidden signs, and directions that can transform this heavy energy into an absolute shield for your path. Don't wait for another blessing to stall at the finish line to seek your protection. Click right now, download your copy, and discover why the envy that tried to suffocate your fire might be the exact proof that the universe prepared a blessing for you that is simply too big to go unnoticed. If this very first word has already touched something deep inside you, write, "My light is protected" down below, not for my sake, but because another Aries who is standing exactly where you were a year ago needs this message to find them tonight. This path has a map, and it is already within your reach, in the first pinned comment. I will come back to it shortly. And if for some reason you are not interested or cannot acquire the digital book right now, there is still another door open for you. I don't receive a single cent for any of these messages that I deliver here every day, nothing at all. And yet they keep coming out every day for you and for every Aries that still needs to be reached. If at any moment your heart wants to return a little of what it received, there is a voluntary donation link open in the first pinned comment right below the book. Any amount that fits in your hand today, any amount that your heart points to. This is what keeps this channel standing. This is what makes the next message reach another Aries tomorrow. exactly as it reached you today. I am waiting for you there, Aries. I still haven't told you the most important thing. There are 4 signs that this siege is already acting upon you, and you will recognize at least one. Notice how your body reacts to what I'm about to tell you right now. Pay attention to your shoulders, to the tension quietly building at the base of your neck. You have been pushing through it, telling yourself that you just need to sleep more or work harder. But your body is not tired of working, Aries. Your body is tired of defending itself against a force you refuse to acknowledge. There is a subtle language the universe speaks when a heavy look crosses your path, a language that bypasses your logic and hits your intuition directly. For some of you, this appears as a sudden wave of irritation. For others, it manifests as a deep urge to cancel your plans and hide. I'm going to detail the 4 exact signs that this invisible siege is already acting upon you. You will recognize at least one of them. Think about that strange exhaustion after a late-night conversation with someone who only praised you. They sat in your living room and smiled at every victory you shared. The moment they finally left, your energy completely drained as if a plug had been pulled. You tried to convince yourself it was just fatigue, but it wasn't fatigue. It was your energetic field warning you that not every smile was cheering for your victory. You called it exhaustion. The universe called it a silent energy drain. Then comes that sudden roadblock. You had a project or a plan that was 99% guaranteed. Everything was perfectly aligned until it inexplicably fell apart on a Tuesday morning for no logical reason. You sat there wondering what you did wrong, trying to find a rational excuse. It wasn't your fault, and it wasn't a mistake in your strategy. It was the siege tightening right before your breakthrough. You called it bad luck at the finish line. The universe called it an invisible siege. And what about those unexplained chills? You are alone in your own home. You just received great news and you speak it out loud. In that exact second, you feel a sudden drop in temperature. It is as if the walls themselves are telling you to stay quiet, an eerie sensation that forces you to swallow your happiness and look over your shoulder. You tried to brush it off as your mind playing tricks on you. You called it paranoia. The universe called it spiritual perception. Finally, there is the ghosting supporter. This is that one person who always texts you when you are struggling, always offering a shoulder when things are tough. But the exact week you start winning again, the exact moment your Aries fire blazes brightly, they go completely silent. You convinced yourself they were just dealing with a busy schedule. When that friendship went cold, just as you leveled up, it wasn't a coincidence. It was a test. These signs have a common origin, and it has a name. But before the name, you need something else. There is a path of protection, and I'm going to open it right now, before the name, before the word. Because anyone who carries the weight of this invisible siege needs relief before receiving the revelation. Stay. And this is exactly where the path of protection opens. The signs that just hit you did not hit you by chance, Aries. They are the undeniable proof of that heavy pressure that isn't just tiredness, it's colder. It's a field that closes in on you every time your light grows. It is acting around you right now, as if a quiet alarm sounds within you, sensing that the gazes fixed upon you are not rooting for your success, but your mind refuses to believe it. You want to see the best in people around you. You want to believe that your intense efforts are simply taking time to mature, and that the delays are just natural parts of the process. But what if the sudden closed doors, the abrupt silence from those you trusted, and that draining fatigue are the universe's way of exposing the spiritual envy, constricting your Aries fire? What if all this time you have been fighting against a force you couldn't even see, while blaming yourself for every stumble at the finish line? I have seen Aries who were exactly where you are right now. I have watched them exhaust their powerful energy trying to push through the invisible walls that someone else's resentment built around them. They carried the heavy air of the unspoken jealousy, they ignored the sudden drops in temperature, and they kept walking until their blazing fire was almost completely suffocated by the unseen pressure. They thought they just needed to work harder to prove their worth. They thought they just needed to accelerate and outrun the obstacles, but the truth is, they didn't need more speed. They needed to stop and look at the energy they were allowing into their lives. They needed to recognize the invisible chains that were tied around their ankles just as they were about to sprint. The doors that slammed shut at the last second. The friendships that went cold the moment you leveled up. The sensation of carrying a weight nobody else admits is there. It was looking for answers to this that I found this digital book called The Great Secret, Behind the Spiritual Envy Against the Sign of Aries. This is not a simple read or a list of basic advice that you have heard 1,000 times before. This is the profound revelation that digs deep into the hidden layers of your energetic field, showing you the exact source of this draining presence. It teaches you how to identify the silent sabotage, the heavy stares, the bitter compliments, and the unspoken resentment that stalls your journey right at the threshold of victory. It maps out the exact spiritual tools you need to cut these invisible ties and build an absolute shield around your Aries fire, so you can finally grow, conquer, and expand without ever being afraid of being seen again. Because there is a universal law you must understand right now. Envy cannot reach what it cannot see. The siege only has power while it remains invisible in your life. Once you illuminate the mechanism, once you understand how this heavy energy operates and where it hides, it loses its grip on you entirely. But you must take a step to protect yourself right now, because this cosmic window does not wait. The cycle of August is turning fast, and it requires your energetic field to be completely cleared and secured to receive the massive blessing that is on its way. Because every single day you spend without this path is another drop of your vital energy handed over to the invisible siege. Every single project you launch without this protection is another target offered to the heavy look that feeds on your light. Every single month you push forward without cutting these silent ties is another great victory, delayed by a resentment you failed to block. You cannot afford to keep fighting blindfolded while your greatest rewards are constantly hijacked at the finish line. The book is in the first pinned comment. Download it now while this word is still alive in you. Claim the complete armor against this siege that only this path maps out entirely. Breathe deeply for a moment. Feel the truth of what has just been revealed settling into your chest. You are the lantern in the dark forest, and for so long you have blamed yourself for the moths that came to steal your light. You thought your fire was wrong because it attracted so much interference. But the light is never the problem, Aries. The light is your greatest gift. It is the lack of a glass shield that has caused you so much pain. The moment you decide to build that shield, the moment you choose to guard your garden with invisible walls, the heavy air around you dissipates. Your breathing opens up. The path becomes clear, and you realize that you were never meant to diminish your fire. You were only meant to protect it. And as I had told you earlier, Aries, besides the digital book that is in the first pinned comment, there is that open voluntary donation link right below the book. I still don't receive a single cent for each message that comes out of here for you. That is why this link exists, so that another Aries tomorrow finds exactly this message that found you today. Any amount that your heart points to. Each gesture like this keeps our channel standing and makes the next message reach those who need it, exactly as it reached you today. There is an ancient name for this, and now with the path laid out before you, the name descends. There is an ancient Greek term for the weight of the envious look that you have been carrying on your shoulders for so long. It is called Vaskania, popularly misunderstood in modern times as just a simple and superstitious evil eye. Its true ancient meaning is far more profound, physical, and dangerous to a pioneer's path. Vaskania is a heavy atmospheric pressure that builds around a bright light. It is a dense, suffocating energy field that forms around your aura, specifically targeting your vital force and trying to suffocate your Aries fire before it can spread and conquer new ground. You have been feeling this pressure for months, perhaps years, mistaking it for your own personal failure or a mysterious lack of timing. You felt the sudden exhaustion, the unexplained roadblocks, and the heavy air in the room, but you rationalized it away. But it is not a flaw in your strategy. It is not bad luck. It is not a cosmic punishment meant to teach you resilience. It is Vaskania. It is the invisible siege that has been tightening around your life exactly when you're about to break through and win. And August is the exact astrological window that the universe has opened to finally expose and shatter this pressure for good. Imagine a single lantern lit in the middle of a dark, vast forest. It doesn't ask the moths to come. It doesn't invite the shadows to draw near, nor does it consciously provoke the creatures of the night. It simply exists, blazing with intense heat and undeniable brilliance. And yet, just by shining its natural light, it becomes surrounded by things that want to take its energy, things that are desperately drawn to its warmth, but end up draining its vitality. The lantern cannot help but shine, because that is its fundamental nature. It cannot apologize for being bright. But when the insects swarm and the heavy air tries to extinguish the flame, it doesn't mean the lantern should be turned off. It doesn't mean the fire is wrong or that the light is arrogant. It means it desperately needs a glass shield. It is exactly where you are right now, Aries. You have been that unprotected lantern in the dark forest, blazing fiercely, only to wonder why you attract so much interference right before your greatest moments of victory. You have been growing your rarest, most beautiful flowers out in the open, wondering why they keep getting trampled by invisible feet right before they can finally bloom. You have absorbed the heavy stares, the bitter compliments, and the unspoken resentment of those who secretly cannot handle your growth, acting like a sponge for everyone else's insecurities. But the shield is finally being lowered. The cosmic window of August is providing the exact spiritual glass you need to protect your fire, so that it can burn brightly without ever being touched by the wind of envy again. I saw you. I saw you swallow that good news at the table because something in your gut warned you it wasn't safe to speak. I felt the exact moment you dimmed your own light, lowering your voice and shrinking your presence so that the fragile egos around you wouldn't feel uncomfortable in your shadow. I was there when you cried out in frustration in the middle of the night, asking why it always has to be so exhausting at the finish line. I am stepping in now because your fire was never meant to be suffocated by their unspoken resentment, and it is time for you to claim what is yours. There is a man who carried this exact same siege for years. He is an Aries just like you, walking a path remarkably similar to yours. He was working twice as hard as everyone else in the room, pouring his soul into every endeavor, only to watch his greatest rewards inexplicably slip away at the very last second. He thought he was doing something wrong. He pushed harder. He accelerated his pace, believing that his physical and mental exhaustion was just a normal part of the relentless grind. And then he stopped trying to outrun the invisible weight. He realized that the problem was not his speed, but his exposure. He finally learned to build his invisible walls. What changed in him wasn't his relentless work ethic or his undeniable drive. He simply stopped announcing his victories to ears that didn't want to hear them. He shielded his fire. He cut the silent ties of Vascania, and his greatest blessing finally arrived in absolute silence. You are still processing this right now, feeling that sudden chill of recognition on the back of your neck as the heavy air begins to make sense and the invisible weight is finally named. The deepest truth is still ahead, and it has your name on it. The glass shield is the only thing standing between your profound exhaustion and the victory that is already written for this month. But before you learn how to raise that protection, before you learn how to cut those silent ties that bind your progress, you must recognize who is the person standing at the very center of this field. You have been fighting this invisible battle for so long that you forgot the exact shape of your own power. You forgot who you are when you are not constantly pushing against the heavy air of resentment and the ungratefulness of others. Let me tell you exactly who you have become inside this unseen war. There is the overseen pioneer. Aries is the one who steps first into the unknown, carrying the vision before anyone else can even comprehend it. But precisely because you are the pioneer, you became the easiest target for the heavy stares of those too afraid to walk their own path. You absorbed their judgment until you learned to quietly dim your shine, hiding your brilliant ideas just to avoid their secret envy. Then there is the solitary torch. Aries lights the way for everyone else, giving warmth and direction to people who comfortably drain your resources and offer nothing in return. You walk alone, carrying the heavy guilt of outshining others, feeling a quiet sadness because the brighter you burn for them, the more isolated you become at the peak of your own achievements. And finally, there is the walled warrior. Aries fights the profound battles that no one else ever sees, pushing forward with a brave smile while privately nursing the invisible wounds of spiritual sabotage. You refuse to ask for help, driven by a fierce pride that tells you to endure the pressure in silence, even when the weight of those bitter compliments is slowly breaking your back. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You are all three of them. Aries, you have walked through the burning fire of the pioneer. You have carried the cold isolation of the torch, and you have bravely fought the silent, invisible battles of the warrior. Notice your chest right now. This heat has a name. Feel the sudden warmth expanding in your breathing as you finally hear someone acknowledge the hidden cost of your immense strength. It is the deep recognition of your absolute truth, the validation that you were never paranoid, and the undeniable proof that your fire was never meant to be a sacrifice for those who simply refuse to grow alongside you. But this identity that has just been declared over your life needs to be sustained. Because the Aries who knows their own worth without knowing the siege that surrounds them goes back to carrying stairs that aren't theirs. It was to build this exact sustenance that I found the digital book, The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against the Sign of Aries. It is waiting for you right now, available in the first pinned comment. This is about sustaining the identity that has just been declared over your life, securing the invisible walls around your blazing fire so that no heavy pressure can ever suffocate your light again. Don't wait for the heavy look to return to try and uphold what was just revealed to you. Click the link, claim your copy, and step into the absolute certainty of sustaining the declared identity that this new cosmic cycle demands. I promised I would come back to this, but first you need to know how this cycle will try to return, because it will try. I warned you that this cycle will try to return, and it absolutely will. It does not retreat quietly because your blazing fire is simply too valuable, Aries. But this time, it will not find you defenseless. There are 3 specific tactics the heavy air will use in the coming days, and I am going to give you the exact 3 weapons to shatter them. The first tactic is the doubt that sounds exactly like your own voice, telling you are not ready. It is not your intuition. It is the siege whispering in your mind right before a major breakthrough, trying to make you second-guess your own power, so you sabotage your own timing. When you feel this sudden, paralyzing hesitation, you will use your first weapon. You will make a clear verbal declaration aloud, "My fire is my own." Immediately after, go and wash your hands with cold water. This physical shock breaks the mental loop instantly, washing away the foreign energy trying to root itself in your mind. The second tactic is the bitter compliment meant to carefully reopen the door to your energy. For some of you, this happens in your own living room during a casual family conversation. For others, it is that one friend who always smiles warmly while subtly undermining your latest achievement. They throw the hook wrapped in praise. When you hear that backhanded compliment, you will use your second weapon. State firmly in your mind, "I receive the words, I reject the intention," and break eye contact immediately. Do not look away out of fear. Look away to cut the energetic cord. Do not let them anchor that heavy gaze into your soul. The third tactic is the sudden urge to share your good news before it is completely solid. The siege desperately wants to know what you are building, so it feeds your anxious excitement, pushing you to text someone and announce your victory prematurely. When that irresistible impulse hits, use your third weapon. Declare to yourself, "My victories bloom in silence." Instead of sending that message, write your good news down on a physical piece of paper. Let your triumph materialize safely in the real world first, strictly guarded by your own invisible walls. These 3 weapons protect you from what I was able to show you today. But the spiritual cycle has far more layers than what fits in one single video. When the compliment arrives with a bitter aftertaste, when the project stalls again on the eve of success, when that nameless exhaustion returns after certain encounters, you cannot afford to be unprotected. You cannot fight an invisible war with improvised shields. It was to give you the definitive arsenal that I brought the digital book, The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against the Sign of Aries. This book is the complete map of the protection you need, so this siege never catches you off guard again. I am not rushing you, I am warning you. Don't wait for the next siege to finally open this map. The cosmic window of August is shifting fast, and the universal current supporting your complete liberation will only hold this specific door open for so long. Go to the first pinned comment and download it now. And now, I need you to stop learning for a moment and start feeling. Close your eyes right now if you can, or simply lower your gaze to the floor. Stop trying to figure out the next step. Stop trying to anticipate the next sudden roadblock or outrun the pressure that has been chasing you for so long. The exhausting battle of the mind is over for today. Now, we must secure your energetic field. Drop your shoulders. Let go of that dense tension that has been quietly building at the base of your neck for months. Unclench your jaw. Take one deep, slow breath, pulling the air all the way down into your chest, and let it out as if you are finally dropping a heavy, invisible armor you were never meant to carry. Imagine yourself standing in the exact center of your life's greatest achievements. You are standing right in the middle of your own sacred ground, the exact place where your rarest flowers are finally ready to bloom. Now visualize a circle of pure, blazing fire igniting on the earth around your feet. Watch as this fierce Aries fire rises up, not to destroy but to protect, forming an impenetrable glass dome over your entire existence. Feel the sudden, profound release of pressure from the back of your neck. The heavy, suffocating air of the invisible siege is pushed out completely. Notice how your breathing instantly opens up. The spiritual field is finally cleared, and your brilliant light is completely safe inside its new walls. Release the weight of the unspoken resentment and the exhausting conversations that never happened. Release the deep guilt of outshining those who comfortably refuse to grow alongside you. Release the paralyzing fear of the heavy stairs, the sudden roadblocks, and the bitter compliments that tried to keep you small. Release the silent, solitary exhaustion of fighting an invisible spiritual war all by yourself. You are no longer an unprotected target wandering in the dark forest. I activate the absolute power of the overseen pioneer, whose blazing fire is now strictly guarded by impenetrable boundaries. I activate the fierce independence of the solitary torch, who no longer drains their own vital energy to warm the ungrateful shadows. I activate the relentless strength of the walled warrior, whose invisible armor is finally raised against every form of silent sabotage. You are still processing this right now, but you can feel the undeniable physical shift in your chest. There is a sudden lightness, a profound relief as the heavy air finally leaves your shoulders. Your intuition knows exactly what just happened. Before we seal this, write down below the name of someone you are carrying with you through this crossing, or, if this is just for you, write in one sentence what you are expecting the universe to return to your hands. I will read it, and you are not going to write this alone. Do not let go of this energy yet. We are not finished. Stay with me. The protection is now sealed over the doors of your home. The shield is now placed over every drop of effort you put into your work. The absolute barrier is now raised over the blessing that is already on its way to your hands. I have watched you push forward when everything around you demanded that you stop. I saw you carry that strange weight settling over your life, getting heavier, right when things were finally starting to align. I felt the profound exhaustion you tried to hide behind a brave smile, believing it was just another test of your resilience. You thought you had to fight the sudden roadblocks all by yourself. I saw you. I saw you swallow that good news at the table because something warned you it wasn't safe. I watched your intuition detect the coldness in the room, that unspoken resentment coming from people who should have been cheering for your victories. You dimmed your own light so their shadows wouldn't feel so small, and it broke my heart to see you apologize for the brilliance I gave you. Every project that died on the eve of success was not a punishment for your ambition. Every compliment that left a bitter taste in your mouth was not a product of your paranoia. It was the universe forcefully closing doors that were surrounded by an invisible siege, protecting you from a heavy look you were not yet prepared to confront. But the time for running blind is over. The cosmic window of August has opened specifically to clear your path. The heavy energy that tried to suffocate your fire has been exposed, and the walls you needed to build are finally rising around your spirit. You are no longer an unprotected target. Your fire is guarded, your light is shielded, and the massive blessing that I have prepared for you will now arrive without interference, completely untouched by the envy of those who cannot walk your path. The doubt that sounds exactly like your own voice telling you are not ready ends here. The bitter compliment meant to reopen the door to your energy ends here. The sudden urge to share your good news before it is completely solid ends here. Aries has never been too impulsive. Aries is not envied for arriving first. Aries is envied for having the courage others spend their lives pretending to have. Don't let go yet. The universe has just told you, I saw you swallow that good news at the table because something warned you it wasn't safe. And it is exactly why I need to remind you of one thing before sealing. What was cut here is real, but tomorrow morning the world will try to convince you that nothing has changed. That heavy stare that will try to sit on your shoulders again tomorrow morning will test the boundaries you just raised. It will look for a crack in your armor, a moment of hesitation, a slip in your confidence, an urge to diminish your fire. You cannot allow it to find a way back in. It is to guarantee that your defense remains impenetrable that I brought the great secret behind the spiritual envy against the sign of Aries to you. It is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. This is your companion for sustaining the walls you built on this journey so they don't crumble tomorrow. You must protect this sacred space. Don't wait for tomorrow to test the protection that was raised tonight. Secure your shield permanently. Download the digital book right now and make sure that this cosmic window delivers every single reward that belongs to you. There are thousands of Aries listening to this right now, in the same silence as you. You are part of a silent wave of pioneers who are finally taking their power back. If this voice found you today, subscribe to the channel, not for a number, but because the next message of this series will look exactly for those who have already crossed this first one. In the next video of this series, I am going to show you the exact sign that appears 3 days before the siege completely breaks, and why almost every Aries ignores it. Do not miss it. And still in this video, Aries, before I seal this hour with you, I come back one last time to this request. You have walked with me this far. You have crossed every word, every revelation, every sign, and if at any moment of this message you felt the universe touch you, you know this video was not an accident. The voluntary donation link remains open in the first pinned comment right below the digital book, not as a charge, not as an exchange, but as a giving back from the one who received to the source this message came from. Any amount your heart points to, and the universe sees every gesture. The universe sees, and the universe multiplies over your home, over your days, over what you don't even know is about to arrive. This was my last request. I'll be waiting for you there. Thank you so much. And when the heavy look tries to return, remember that the answer has a name, the great secret of spiritual envy, and it is already within your reach. Your garden is finally walled and your lantern is safely shielded behind impenetrable glass. Now you can let go. This message is complete. What was seen was seen. What was cut was cut. Walk light, Aries.